So from the highway we go to the trail. It's Morris Tract Reserve. And there's a nice big greeting sign that tells you you can do just about nothing but hike. And off we go. So let's see. Here is the map of where we are planning to go. Oh, and a flock of geese just tore overhead while we were doing that. And the time is 8:30 exactly, and we're here for a day hike. Just did a big uphill. Oh, where'd Jenny go? This is very nice forest to hike through. And given that it's early morning, there's lots of animals making lots of noise. And come up the hill. Now we go down probably to the river. You can always cheat and look at the map. Earlier we came up to a fork where there was a trail that wasn't marked on our map. It said it went to Goderich, but we stuck with the one on our map that we're following for the loop we're doing today. So it's like a little less than 10 kilometers, but rather than go 10 kilometers and have lunch at the car, we'll have to try and stop at about the 5 mark or some point that's a nice place to have lunch. So I found this little offshoot from the trail which comes out to an overlook. And so we can see the river. But it looks like people do go down here, but I don't see any reason to. We'll do the normal trail. But the trail's running quite close to the edge of the what would you call that? Oh, I missed it. There was a huge bird just took off out of that tree. Ravine. That was the word that best describes it. So we go out to the edge of the ravine, but the trail's running along very close to the edge of the ravine. It has been for a while, because I could hear the river. We finally got to go and see it. Oh! Property is open, physical distancing is in effect. Well, there was one other person on the trail, and when we passed, they were coming towards us, we physical distanced. And when we parked, I guess it was his car. So it's a nice lonely day. Mind you, 8:30 in the morning, I would say that people that have to drive a long way to get here, like we did, probably don't get up as early and they just drive over here and do their day hike. So we get out here early and get the trail to ourselves.
Pretty.
Ah. Yeah. And then right above it, you've got the blossoms of the tree. This trail seems to have been mowed, I would say this year, earlier. So it's very pleasant to walk down because you've got this swath cut through the thick underbrush. And we come out into a bit of a clearing. What a pretty tree. Maybe not in the best of health, but still. So Jenny just took off her outer jacket because she got hot, and we just discovered something that was completely unplanned. Matching shirts.
Matching shirts.
And our bottoms are fairly dark, so yeah, we kind of match. So we're at the 45-minute mark, so that would make it about 9:15. So I don't know, I think we've gone fair way. So we came out to this clearing, and there's a pond, and I can hear frogs. We just came across a surprise. There is a boarded up cabin, and I'm thinking I might be able to find my way in, just to look. Oh, this was quite elaborate in its day, and the roof looks good. So people had broken into it. Yeah, the roof looks quite good, so it must have been in use to be maintained. Look at that. Oh, a stone hearth. In the back end there is a log cabin. Logs, anyway. And then another outbuilding here. Oh, interesting. Anyway, it's kind of overgrown for doing a lot of looking. Oh, okay, I don't know how much is coming out the stone hearth. There's a fridge, stove, garbage everywhere, back door. And I hear Jenny calling because she's lost sight of me for too long. And there we go. Oh, there was a better trail right here. Yeah, she thought she lost me. If you find garlic mustard, pull it up by the root and discard it, because it's a non-native species that's invading. Okay, so off we go back down the trail. So we've gone by the river for a while, and now we've got this uphill piece. There's horse tracks on it, and the mud's kind of wet, moist, so horse tracks came out pretty well. But we'll get our exercise in again, get the heart rate up. So at the end of this loop that we're doing, which was the farthest point on our trip, we came out to there was a little side trail that went down a hill, and you could hear the river in the background, so we knew what it was for. It's so you could walk out and see the river. So that's what we're doing. So we're on the floodplain, which seems to really nourish grass well, doesn't it? Especially with the sun it gets. And then, whoa, right into the river. Okay, I'll just stay here. So that is where the river's curving around. There's a high spot that the river has to curve around, and we had just hiked up over it. And oh, that grass is tall. And it goes around there. So then the trail follows in this direction up high. So we'll go back in then. So we had come out to this little flat part here, and that's where the trail goes down to the river that we were just at. But I couldn't resist walking over to this garbage can and looking in it. Like, it's not overflowing. So here we go. It is full. Well, there's some Tim Horton cups. It's mostly beer bottles. And boy, can you imagine bringing an empty knapsack and loading up and taking them back for the refund? Anyway, we've just mixed up our, or we've added more repellent into our bug repellent mixture that's homemade. It's a citrus extract that's the real active ingredient, but we found that over time it neutralizes. So we just mixed in some more and just reapplied. We put on sunscreen. And coming up from that place we stopped to do the bug and suntan lotion application, it's now a nice uphill back up to the height where this trail goes around with it goes around the inner circle, the inner curve of the river, but it's quite high up here. And this trail here is obviously easily accessible or easily usable by ATV. I assume that's why those guys can haul in beer to have on that plateau above the river. And I'm up again. Oh, Jenny, you're listening to your phone again, aren't you? I'm listening to the birds. And I took my inner shirt off, but in order to keep our fashion statement, I kept my outer long sleeve shirt on and just took off the inner one. Yeah, this piece of trail is nice and wide open. And then we have this gully right beside us. Just beautiful and open. Although in the camera viewfinder it all looks filled in. But and then look at this piece of trail. Oh, this is an expensive retaining wall at the side of the trail. I guess it all wanted to cave in. So this piece of trail is a road. Because this is a provincial park, so of course there's more than just a hiking trail here. Oh, just beautiful terrain. Up and down, and various kinds of forest and meadow-like areas. There's even a little bit of a breeze in here. We started out, I think, 14 degrees. And it's supposed to be going up to 18 degrees. So probably not there yet, because it's only middle of the morning. But I was getting kind of hot and sweaty just with a simple long sleeve shirt on. And I have uninsulated hiking pants, which I'm very glad. I was wondering for a bit if I should have the insulated ones, but boy, these are warm enough. So we're in this very nice piece of forest down in a sort of a gully, and we're taking a loop that just takes us back the final stretch to the car. This was all too quick, and it's only 11, so we're not sure what happens about lunch. But this is a beautiful forest. The canopy is way, way up there. And now this piece of trail is going to start climbing back up to where we were on the way in. So we'll be very close to the car then. And there's a very nice breeze. I'm really enjoying the breeze. So I am a little bit sweaty. And the breeze also keeps the bugs away more. It was the June flies that were buzzing around our heads. They don't seem to land when you have the repellent on, but it's the sound of them buzzing around your ears that just drives you crazy. Okay, this is a really steep part. Excellent exercise. And the breeze is gone. So I've got 3 hours and 1 minute, 9.6 kilometers, and I'm cooled down now, but let me get in the shade so it's easier to see. I did 1,725 calories, so that's good. Good for a morning. That's like 2 workouts, so that's good. Yeah, I can see the hydro lines going along the side of the road because there's a field beside us at this point in the trail. And as we come out to the parking lot, I'm thinking of some last words. Too short. Very nice terrain. Nice features. Water, river, ponds. So, yeah, very nice hike. Very nice day.
From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go